Hello, Linda here from Barlates Body Blitz and Little Mini. We are doing another tone and tips workout, giving you some fat loss tips while we are toning the body. We're going to be using a Pilates ball today, or anything that you can put some pressure against, yoga block, rolled up towel, and just the mat, all mat workout today. 14 rounds of 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. And today we're going to be talking about how overtraining could be counterproductive to your weight loss. And it's not everything that you think I'm going to say. I have talked about this topic a little bit before, but it's going to be slightly different. So if you don't want to listen to the talk part of this workout, mute me now, put on your favorite playlist and grab a little bit of space and your ball, and let's go. So the first exercise before I press start, we're just going to come into a side laying position, and I'm going to use the ball underneath my rib cage, which will give me a little bit of support, but at the same time I'm going to be able to push my rib cage away from the ball and think about really engaging. My hips are going to be stacked, and I'm just going to bring that top leg in line with the bottom leg, tummies are in, and all we're going to do from here is go up higher and back in line. That's it. Really simple stuff today. Pressing start on the timer, make sure you've got your shoulder away from your ears, and just go higher and back in line. So I'm already starting in an engaged position here and then going higher from there. Okay, so really try and push up from that point of already feeling it. Squeeze your glute, point your toe, make that leg nice and long. Deep breaths in. So this tip, or these tips, are mostly for people who regularly exercising. Maybe you're the type of personality that tends to over-exercise and under-eat, and you have this routine that you hate to break. You do maybe a lot of cardio along with your toning exercises, your Barlates, your strength training, and you feel guilty when you don't train. When you're on holidays, you find every excuse to try and fit in a quick hotel room workout. Does this sound familiar, people? We're going to come in, extend, push back in line. In, extend, push back. So if you're that type of a person and you have a tendency to have a certain amount of time in your head that you need to work out to feel okay with yourself, then this tip could be for you. So I have realized that the certain types of exercise, especially high calorie burning exercise, makes you a lot hungrier. Lo and behold, you're using so many calories to fuel your workouts that your body is going to be asking for those calories back, because your body wants to adapt. Your body wants to make sure that the fuel you're using is used in the most economical way. So when you burn it, it doesn't want to use its fat stores, it wants you to eat it. So guess what? You are going to be hungrier and you are going to have more cravings. We're just going to do big circles around. Now this is going to add up quickly, so I'm going to take this break. Make sure you're still stacked, tummies are in. Deep breaths, and it's a big circle around, back in line. So I'm stopping with my leg hovering. Okay, I'm not allowing my leg to kind of drop all the way. Big circle around. So your body is going to want to refuel. Have you noticed this? I have noticed this time and time again. I do more intense workouts, I just eat more. It's like I cannot stop myself, there's a fly, from eating more food that day. And then I feel like I just put myself through hell doing this really long, intense session, and then I just ate it all back again. I literally, that one muffin that you ate, that 500 to 800 calorie muffin that you ended up eating because you were so ravenous and you couldn't get enough of your low calorie foods, that's going to pretty much give you back all the calories that you burned from that workout. So what would you rather? Would you rather an easier workout? Let's do some inner thigh raises. Really turn your heel up, your knee down. Tummies are in, and we're just going to come up and down, up and down. Make sure you don't kind of turn out. Try and stay here. What would you rather? Sleep in an hour or two, or do a 1 or 2 hour grueling workout and then be so filled with cravings for that high fat, high protein, high carbohydrate food, well really high carbohydrate food, that your body wants to put back into you to refuel, that you end up eating the cake, the muffin, the burger, whatever it is, like a person that is out of control and then you've pretty much negated your entire workout, right? Now, I'm not talking about that there's no benefits to doing these workouts. There definitely is. And if your goal is not fat loss, this is not a tip for you. I'm talking about people whose goal is fat loss. We're going to come in, extend and up. So you're coming and crossing your ankle to your calf, extending and then up. In, extend and up. So for people who are wanting to lose fat, who are not just exercising for all the other million benefits of exercise, I'm talking to you. Are you doing two-hour-long cardio sessions and then hitting the gym for weights? Your body is going to be crying out for fuel. How many times have you found yourself being disciplined and then just not being able to be disciplined anymore, say by 3 p.m. when you're crashing? And then you eat that muffin, or you eat the kids' leftovers, lunchbox items that they didn't eat, that sugar-filled muesli bar, or whatever it is, and you end up eating all these extra calories that you did not intend. They do not fit your macros, they are not in your plan, and then you feel terrible about yourself, right? So not only is it the spiral of eating the wrong thing and then just pretty much wasting all of those calories you burned in the workout, we're going to the other side, same exercises, up and in line, but it's also the shame you then feel for not being disciplined, for eating that donut. So then you feel bad for the rest of the day, and you end up eating junk and you fall off the bandwagon completely, right? So that may just be an extreme version of what can happen, and I understand that not everyone is like that, but if you are overtraining a lot and then feeling like you are negating all of that training by making wrong food choices, not wrong, but making food choices that you would prefer not to make, then maybe you need to consider changing things up. Now, this is quite controversial, and some people are going to be like, oh, how can you say this? You're a fitness instructor. Yes, I'm a fitness instructor, but guess what? I'm also a person. I also trial things on myself. And when I'm unhappy with myself, if I've gained fat and I want to lose it, I'm just like you guys. I also look into what's going to work, what's actually going to work and help me to lose fat and keep a healthy mindset and all of those good things, right? So for me personally, I have realized that exercising less and really sometimes having periods of not exercising, and that's scary, right? And for me, I kind of save those periods more for if I'm going away for a weekend or even for a longer holiday, like when I was in Japan. I purposely didn't do any workouts. I was there for 10 days and I didn't do a single workout. Now, I know a lot of people would feel like, oh my goodness, 10 days or 2 weeks, I'm going to put on so much weight. We're doing that big circle and around. Ooh, definitely feeling this. I'm going to put on so much weight because I'm going to be eating so much food. Guess what? I didn't put on any weight. Yes, I was stepping a lot, but I step a lot anyway, you guys. I do like 30K steps a day. I have a walking treadmill, so whenever I'm on the computer, I'm stepping. I go for walks sometimes twice a day. I walk to the shops. I don't take the car because, if I need something and it's a nice day, why would I take the car? So I do many things to get my steps in each day. So walking while I'm on holidays, that is actually just normal to me. It's like my everyday life, just in a different environment. So it's not because I was walking more, it simply is because your body is smart. And if it's seeing that you're not doing these intense workouts, it's not asking for huge amounts of fuel, especially carbohydrate. So do yourself a favor, have some time off. Honestly, if you're that chronic overtrainer, especially cardio, trial it. Be a guinea pig, right? Make sure your hips are stacked, heel is up and down. Be your own guinea pig. It's not going to kill you to take a week, 2 weeks off. Maybe just go for the walking, do a certain amount of steps each day. Maybe do some 5-minute toning workouts here and there if you really feel like you can't live without them. But don't do the 2-hour-long sessions. Don't do the cardio that basically depletes all your glycogen stores and causes you to want more carbs, to fuel them again. Try it. See what happens. It might just be a reset. It might be as good, a reset might be as good as a change, right? I don't know if that's actually a saying, but you know what I mean. It might just be a reset for your body, not having these kind of same patterns going on. So we're bending, extending, and slightly raising, just changing everything about your exercise, and then your dietary needs because of the exercise change could be the reset that you need for your body to help get you out of the weight or fat loss plateau. I keep saying weight loss, but fat loss plateau that you might have been in for years. Maybe you've been working hard, eating right, lowering your calories more and more, adding more and more cardio, and not being able to lose the belly pooch, not being able to get to your desired weight simply because you're overtraining and undereating. Could it be that? Or you're overtraining and then you're eating all of these low calorie foods that are actually not satisfying to your body. And then, like in the last tone and tip, I talked about eating low calorie, low sugar foods, which is maybe something that your body doesn't even want at the time. Sit up into a pretzel position, hold the ball, and we're going to twist, push against the ball, twist, bringing the knee to the front. So it could be that. It could be that your body is then craving these nutrients that you're not really giving it because of your really, really low calorie diet and your restriction on certain macros. Maybe you're on keto or you're really strict with the amount of fat you have. And then your body's going to give you these insane cravings, and that's when you binge, and that's when you fall off the bandwagon. That's when you have that whole shame thing going on. And let's face it, anyone who is so strict with their training schedule and what they eat is not fun to be around. I was that person. I wouldn't want to miss my workouts in the morning. I would feel like I have to revolve my entire day around the workouts. I wouldn't want to go to just get dessert or, eat really heavy foods. I would rather not go and catch up with friends, let's go to the other side, than to go to restaurants where I felt like the foods were not going to help me achieve my goals. So I know what it's like to be that person, and I know it's not fun for you, and it's not fun for the people around you. And it's definitely not fun for your kids, for your partner, for anyone who's restricted because of your restrictions. So think about that. Do you really want to be that person? And what if you don't need to be? What if honestly you're training too much? You could be training less, which then causes you to eat less. You could be eating smaller portions of foods your body actually wants to eat that are delicious, and not really denying yourself anything, eating your cake, eating your slice of pizza, eating your burger. Maybe you could have that lifestyle, having smaller portions, teaching your body to be satisfied with less. Is that an option? Put it in between your knees, come into a glute bridge and go up and down. So squeeze in on the ball, go up and down, pushing your hips up to the ceiling, squeezing the underside of the glute, also squeezing in on the ball, blowing out all the air at the top of the motion. We're nearly done, people. So just think about that. Think about your current training schedule. Think about whether you're happy with your results. Think about whether you're happy with how you're eating. Think about how often you get these insane cravings that you find it almost impossible to not give into. And then think about how difficult it would be for you to not train for a week. Heels together, toes apart, and squeezing in on the ball. Come up, now pulse it. This is the last round, pulse it up. Squeeze, squeeze. This should feel pretty toasty in your inner thighs and hamstrings. Maybe move your feet a bit further away from your butt. Stay up high and squeeze. If you really cannot fathom the idea of not training for a week, or even a weekend or a long weekend, without feeling insanely guilty, then there's something wrong. There's something wrong with your relationship to exercise, and perhaps your relationship to food, and definitely your relationship to your body and yourself. Because it's not kind to put your body through really grueling exercise routines and forcing it to eat foods that it doesn't really want to eat simply to hit certain macros. That's not kind. And there's a reason you're doing that. You're not happy with yourself. I get it. If you want to be confident, you need to be confident in the way you look. Yes, even though we all say it's not the be-all and end-all, we're all here exercising because we care about the way we look. Let's just be honest, right? It's not just all about health. Yes, health is amazing about it. Yes, mobility, stability, all those things, but we care about the way we look. So let's just be honest here about the reasons why we're doing the things we're doing, and then be honest with ourselves. How can I change my relationship with exercise and with food to being kinder with myself, and also to loving myself rather than hating myself, punishing myself? First of all, find the underlying reasons why you feel the need to exercise excessively, why you feel the need to only eat those foods that you think are going to take you towards your goals, and you find it so difficult to just rest, and you find it so difficult to have that bit of cake. Ask yourself these questions. It's the first place to start, because once you're actually aware, that's when you can start to reframe your false beliefs, and that's when you can start to become more healthy in your relationship with food, exercise, your body, and enjoy life a lot more. So let's continue this conversation. If you have anything to add, please comment below, because I'd love to hear what you guys think, if you've had similar experiences, and I'll be back soon with another one. Bye for now.